Hi everyone, I'm back. This is the second Bohemian Journal, and it has the magnetic clasp, little Bohemian friendship fiber bracelet as well, and it is also a soft cover wraparound closure, and the button is a glass Swarovski crystal button, and the fabric is a rescued blazer, which is heavily embroidered, and I just thought it was perfect for a Bohemian style journal. And I printed off a Bohemian woman off fabric, cotton fabric, for the front cover, and added a dyed doily that I had in my stash for just extra strength and stability for the spine. And this one also has 3 signatures. And under the front cover, there's a pocket with the same fabric, and a vintage button, a vintage key, which I have no idea where I got that, and a glass hand, which is from my crazy quilting stash. And under the front cover, oops, let's take this off first. I have a flat pen with a little bling writing pen, and it is a paperclip pen. And I have a fan for this one as well, the same fan with the writing on the back and some fibers dangled. It's supposed to be a fortune teller's fan. And then from Le Charme de Life, a few months ago I bought a couple kits from her, and this one is called the Gypsy Folder, and it has this pretty gypsy woman, Bohemian woman, under the front cover as a tag. On the back has 2 large journaling cards, and this has a little specimen card inside that can be removed. And inside you've got 2 pieces of journaling paper. I just thought it was really pretty, and it would go nice in a Bohemian style journal. So on my butterflies, I forgot to mention on the other journal, these were going to be Bohemian butterfly journals. They turn into Bohemian women and such. But on the butterflies, I put on some vintage, for their antennae, I put on vintage stamens, flower stamens that I had, just for a little whimsy. And the pages are from everywhere. And here's some ruched fabric, and a pocket that I had embossed with some backed tags, and they both have little earrings, little sparkly earrings, and some pretty Indian fabric, and some more. It doesn't take very large pieces to impress me with this, with the metallic embroidery. And under this pocket, she also has earrings, and she has an earring, and they're backed and sewn around to jot some notes. This is a vintage music sheet, Dance to the Music. And this pretty woman is just a flip card to journal on, and with a little little verse here, a little poem, a little bit of bling, journaling space, and I also used the dominoes for some of the tabs and also the signature strings. And here's another, like in the other one, with the envelope, matching envelope. and a large journaling card that's backed with paper, tea-dyed paper. And I love this feathery trim. And here's a journaling card that I backed and stitched around, and this one is backed and stitched around as well, but it flips down so you have an extra bit of writing space. And I just trimmed it out with some colorful fabric trim. And here's the other piece of that vintage music sheet. And here are a couple of shaker type windows that I just punched with a butterfly paper punch, and I added some tiny beads in there and some sequins in there. I love the intense colors on this digital. And here's another butterfly with the stamens. And I did put tabs on every page on both journals because I just think it's so much easier to just grab a tab than try to fiddle for some pages, because most of my pages are the thicker matte photo paper, because it feels so nice and it takes colors very well. And sometimes they stick together, so having a tab is much more helpful to turn the page. And this, she's blinged out with some glitter in her crown and jewelry earring. And this embossed envelope has just a printed on one side paper, and the other's blank for you to journal on. And some more pretty Indian fabric. And this is just a little flip to write a note, secret note. And some more of the little Bohemian bells. And this has vintage lace and some some sari fabrics. And it's a pocket that has a large journaling tag. Oh yeah, sewn around. And it flips out, and you have a couple more journaling tags. And they just slip down in this tuck spot. And this is the center of the second signature, and I just filled it with, I made a window envelope, and I filled it with a large piece of paper that's printed on one side with a pretty Bohemian image. And these are just all journaling cards that I believe to be the Bohemian woman's family. These are just pictures of the family and important papers, like the identification card, and here's some, it says 5 pounds, so money, I'm assuming. And a little piece of crochet and some more pictures, and this is a blank envelope that was just too pretty not to tuck in here for one of your special papers. And I have a little bit of Velcro to keep it closed. And some more of the feathery trim that I love so much. And oops, journaling space and some beautiful beaded fabric, sheer fabric. More journaling cards that have been sewn around and backed. And this butterfly holds one of those envelopes that I love so much. And I just use a piece of Velcro, and inside is a vintage book page, but the other side is blank, so I thought that you could use that for journaling space. And here's a little sequined piece from a sheer fabric that I just pinned on with a bulb pin and the word Bohemian. Plenty of journaling space. And also this one has the space in between each of the 3 signatures, so you can add your own, you can just fill it with whatever you wish. And this one has the perfume, the Gypsy perfume bottle as well, perfume tag, or Gypsy tag. And it has its bling. And that's just a piece of the trim on the other journal. I just had a little piece of it, so I dangled it off a bulb pin with a bell. And this corner pocket just has a couple of, well, this is a little saying, a little poem, Bohemian, and then a pretty woman, Bohemian woman, and their journaling cards. And here's another paper clip that holds another card that you can journal on both sides, and you can take these off if you wish and use them in slow stitching. They're silks and beaded and metallic embroidered Indian fabric and velvet. And this is just a journaling paper that was attached with the paper clip, as was this. Some very old lace. And here's another paper clip. Escape the Ordinary. And as you can see, I just made the cards so you can snip the fabric or the thread, and you can take these off and use them elsewhere. And this little tuck spot has a pretty Bohemian woman on it with a little bit of bling. It's a little pocket that you could tuck something in. And right on the back, here's a vintage lace and a little piece of embroidered trim just dangling off the end. And this is just a piece of pretty paper that you could write on the other side under this tuck. Here's a beautiful piece of Indian fabric. That's the metallic embroidery and a little turquoise bead and sequins. And if you flip it up, you've got this journaling card tucked in here. And it's the front cover of a little booklet. Here's a little cutout of a Bohemian bride. And another journaling card. And this is just various papers for journaling. And in the back, there's just a couple of cards to journal on as well, with little sayings. And a pretty envelope. You can tuck your own items in there. And here's a large journaling card that has been backed with tea-stained lined paper and sewn around, and it's tucked in this pretty torn page, and she has earrings on. And this is an embossed envelope with just a large paper for writing a note. And I put a few sequins and the die cuts, vintage laces on the side. And Here's that pretty trim that I love, or fabric I love again, and it has tucked away another writing board, so you can easily just, oops, without the page in front of it hindering your writing. And that is the second Bohemian Journal. And on the side I have 2 Bohemian beads as well. And they do bend, but the wire is a sturdy wire and it's not going to break. So that's those 2. And that's it. And I don't know if I'm going to be putting these in my Etsy shop. If you're interested, you could drop me a line or something. And they are both going to be available. So thank you and have a great day.